What if I told you that a $2 bottle of white vinegar sitting in your kitchen cabinet right now can completely eliminate every single ant in your home? And the billion-dollar pest control industry has been quietly hoping you never figure that out. That's exactly what we're exposing today. No expensive exterminators, no toxic chemicals sprayed through your walls, no monthly service contracts that drain your bank account year after year. Just plain, simple white vinegar that our grandparents used without even thinking twice. Today I'm going to walk you through the exact method that works in 24 hours or less, why it works on a scientific level, and the one application spot that most people completely miss, the one that makes the difference between ants coming back in a week or never returning at all. Stay until the end, because the last tip is going to genuinely shock you and change how you think about pest control forever. Let's talk about the real problem here, because if you've ever dealt with an ant infestation, you know exactly how frustrating, embarrassing, and honestly exhausting it becomes. It starts small. You see 1 or 2 ants near the kitchen sink. You kill them. You move on. Then 3 days later, there's a trail of 50 ants marching across your countertop straight toward whatever your kid left out last night. You spray some store-bought ant killer. The chemical smell gives you a headache for 2 days, and within a week they're back, sometimes worse than before. Sound familiar? Because this is the cycle that millions of homeowners live through every single spring and summer, and it costs them real money. The average American household spends between $150 and $300 every single year on over-the-counter ant sprays, traps, and bait stations that provide temporary relief at best. And if the infestation gets bad enough that you call a professional exterminator, you're looking at an initial treatment fee of $200 to $500, followed by quarterly visits that run another $100 to $150 each time. Some pest control companies push annual contracts worth $800 to $200 per year for ants. For tiny insects that have a weakness so simple, it almost sounds like a joke. People are losing sleep over this. Homeowners are embarrassed to have guests over. Parents are worried about the chemicals being sprayed near where their children eat and play. Renters are terrified their landlord will blame them for the infestation and charge them at move-out. The emotional weight of a persistent ant problem is very real, and the industry knows it. They know that a desperate homeowner is a paying customer, and they have built an entire infrastructure designed to keep you dependent, keep you calling, and keep you paying. Month after month, year after year. What they don't want you doing is solving the problem yourself for $2 in one afternoon. Now here's where this gets interesting and a little bit infuriating. The effectiveness of acetic acid, which is the active compound in white vinegar, against insect colonies and specifically against the pheromone communication systems that ants rely on entirely for survival. This was well understood by researchers as far back as the late 1940s. Studies conducted through the 1950s and into the early 1960s clearly documented that acetic acid disrupts the chemical trail signals ants use to navigate, recruit other workers, and locate food sources. Without those pheromone trails, a colony becomes disoriented, fragmented, and unable to function. What I'm about to show you is something that was quietly shelved not because it didn't work, but precisely because it worked too well. In 1962, as the synthetic pesticide industry was exploding into a multi-million-dollar market, there was simply no financial incentive for large chemical manufacturers to promote a solution that cost pennies and required no repeat purchases. Companies that were building empires on products like chlordane and lindane, which were later banned for being extraordinarily toxic, by the way, they spent considerable resources lobbying, funding alternative research, and ensuring that the conversation around pest control always pointed back to their products. They couldn't patent vinegar. They couldn't create a subscription model around vinegar, and so vinegar, along with several other highly effective natural solutions, got buried under decades of advertising, professional licensing requirements that made homeowners feel unqualified to handle their own pest problems, and a cultural narrative that said real solutions only come from professionals with sprayers and uniforms. Only about 1% of people today actually understand why vinegar works on a biological level rather than just knowing vaguely that it's supposed to help. And that distinction matters enormously, because when you understand the mechanism, you apply it correctly, you apply it in the right places, and you get results that actually last instead of a temporary fix that sends you back to the store in 10 days.